Okay, class, so we have been talking about last week the solar system and the different planets in the solar system. So today we're going to focus on Earth and talk about the different layers that make up the Earth. So first off, we're going to look at a chart and talk about each layer. The first layer, the outside layer, is the crust. This makes up 1% of the entire Earth. This is where we live, and it is the layer that has the oceans and continents on it. The second layer is the mantle. This is the layer where most of Earth's heat is stored. This is the layer that makes up 2/3 of the planet. And the third layer is the core. The core is split into two parts. There's an inner core and an outer core. The inner core is made of hot lava, so it is a liquid, and the outer core is a solid. This can be compared to a peanut butter sandwich, imagining the outer layer as bread and the inner layer as the peanut butter as you put it together. And so there are 3 layers of the Earth, and the inside layer is split into 2 different parts. So. Now we're going to talk about which part and fill in the blank. So the blank is made of hot lava. The core is made of hot lava. The blank is where we live and where the continents and oceans are. This is the crust. The crust is 1% of the Earth, and this is where we live. The blank is where most of Earth's heat is stored. Most of Earth's heat is stored within the mantle, the biggest part of the Earth. So this is the mantle. Okay, so now we're going to do a little demonstration, just kind of a visual showing the different layers. And I'm going to use a boiled egg. And the outside layer is kind of cracked because this represents the continents, how they are not all together in one thing. And so we can pull apart the outside layer. So underneath the crust is the Earth's mantle. So then we have the mantle of the Earth. It's the thickest part of the egg, as it is the thickest part of the Earth. So it has the most mass, and then under that is the core, which part of the egg is the yolk. So the yolk, and the yolk obviously doesn't have 2 parts, but just remember on the inner core, it is lava, so this would be a liquid. It's just so hot on the inside. All the heat is there, so it's just melted. It's just completely made of lava. Okay. And then another project we're going to do is we're going to label the different layers to see how much everyone's learned today. So the first layer is the middle layer, which would be known as the mantle. Okay. And then the second line points to the very inside. So it would be the core, and then the inside layer of the core, so it's the inner core. And then at the bottom here, we have the outer layer. This is the layer where we live, so it would be the crust. Okay. And then there's one left, so we have mantle, crust, inner core. So this is not the very inside, but the second inner circle. So that would be the outer core. The Earth isn't as dense as other planets, but in the layers, the most dense is the middle layer, leaving the outside for, you know, the 1%, the thinnest layer where we live. So I'm hoping that students learn today that after this lesson, you'll be able to name the different layers of the earth easily and actually remember them about 7 times out of 10, and that we'll be able to do more demonstrations in previous classes.